Welcome back to A Moment in History. I'm Seth Udinsky. In this episode, let's journey back to the early days of the Roman Empire, where we'll explore the reign of an emperor who, to be honest, was not as famous for any particular action or maneuver he performed, as much as he was simply famous for the time in which he was emperor. He was the successor to the great Augustus Caesar, and he reigned in Rome from the year 14 AD to 37 AD. Again, he's most famous for the time he reigned, for during his reign, Jesus of Nazareth would walk the earth, die on a Roman cross, and yes, even rise from the dead. Let's explore the reign of the second emperor of Rome, Tiberius Caesar. Tiberius was born in the year 42 BC, only 2 years after the betrayal and murder of Rome's famous dictator Julius Caesar. His family was connected to the royal family, actually by the royal family's rival, Mark Antony, whom Tiberius' father had supported. Now, after Octavian, that is Caesar Augustus, consolidated power in Rome and became the de facto emperor, he brought the young Tiberius into his family, and as often happened in ancient Rome, Tiberius was legally adopted by Augustus following his own father's passing. Raised in the court of the emperor, Tiberius was never really the legendary figure as his predecessor. He grew up as a military commander, as his adopted father was, but did not seem to enjoy the same level of success. Like virtually all royal families of ancient Rome, the first family was not without intrigue. Augustus forced Tiberius to divorce the woman he loved and marry another, only to have his new wife most likely cheat on him. Tiberius survived the unstable political climate as the chief successor to Augustus, and sure enough, in 14 AD, at the age of 54, he was named the next emperor. Though overshadowed by Augustus, he was a capable imperial leader who strengthened the economy of the empire as well as its military. Tiberius died partially from an accident, but more from conspiracy. He suffered an injury while throwing a javelin in a recreational event and went unconscious, only to wake up from his bed where one of his commanders suffocated him in his bed. He died from this in 37 AD and left the empire to his adopted son, the notorious madman Caligula. Of course, his great claim to fame would be the apparent sway he held over his governor of Judea, Pontius Pilate. The governor, in an effort to stay in the emperor's good graces, or at least under the accusations from the Jewish zealots at the time, chose to crucify Jesus of Nazareth, the Son of God who committed no sin, and instead released the murderer Barabbas from captivity. Thanks so much for joining me once again for A Moment in History.